Hey everyone, Dr. Sean Miravici here, and it's time for another cannabis product review. Today I'm reviewing the Solei Free Plus oil, which is a 1:30 ratioed oil, meaning that it has 1 milligram of THC and 30 milligrams of CBD per milliliter. I've done a few product reviews on Solei before. Actually, I think my first ever reviews were on Solei products, and I'll put a little card up here if you want to go check those out. And I usually talk more about the company in those first reviews. So if you're interested in Solei as a company, check that out. So this retails for $29.95 on the Ontario Cannabis Store. I recently did a review on the Pure Sunfarms 1:30 CBD oil, which you can check out here. I'll put a link. And basically the two products on its surface value are completely the same, completely comparable in the sense that they're both 1:30 oils. They both have their terpenes removed, meaning that all the essential oils from the original cannabis plant that lend flavor and scent and some medicinal properties to the oil have been removed. And the reason they do this is, there's several reasons, but probably one of the big ones is to actually take out the cannabis flavor so it's more accessible to the public. And that's really kind of been Solei's goal, at least how I've seen it, is to make really sort of accessible, easy to use products for the general public. Not necessarily for like the cannabis connoisseur, but for those just getting into cannabis. And I think they've done a pretty good job at that, keeping prices low, keeping dosages comparable to other products. So good on them for offering that section of the market. Okay, so let's get into a little bit more of this one. So I used this a while ago, so I've kind of taken out the cap portion, but basically it's one of those caps that come with a syringe, and you just pull out your measured dose with the syringe. I believe the syringe for this one was quite easy to use with a full milliliter notched system. So unlike if you check out my Pure Sunfarms review, I didn't like the fact that you could only draw out a half a milliliter at a time. I think this one was a full milliliter, so that's my preferable method. The oil is a blend, so it's a blend of different oils. So you might be getting some sativa dominant, some indica dominant strains in there. It's just a total blend. The fact that the terpenes have been removed, and basically what they do is they put the THC and CBD isolate into an MCT oil, which is also flavorless. And it makes it really easy to cook with if you're making homemade edibles because there's no flavor to it. It's an oil, so any recipe that requires a little bit of fat or oil, it would work with. So let's get into flavor. So it's basically flavorless, even more so flavorless, I would argue, than the Pure Sunfarms that I reviewed, the 1:30 Pure Sunfarms. So basically zero flavor. Not my favorite thing. I'm always going for medicinal value of the product, and terpenes have medicinal value. So I don't love it when terpenes are removed, but again, that may make it more accessible to the general public. Effects. So I like this. This is my favorite CBD oil from Solei so far, because it's got a good dosage, 30 milligrams of CBD. The more and more I practice, the more and more I recommend CBD, I'm finding that patients really actually require a fairly decent dose of CBD for it to be effective. Starting at about 30 milligrams would be where I kind of recommend. So I like the fact that they got the 30 milligrams in there and keeping the price low. So, a 30 milligram dose, it depends on the person, but you may feel some of the effects of CBD at a 30 milligram dose, meaning that, you get that relaxation response, making it helpful for a number of things: sleep, pain, spasticity, anxiety. So it's good, a good dosage. What else can I say about effects? It's typical with edibles. Oils are going to kick in anywhere from an hour to 2 hours and last about 4 to 6 hours. This one no different, so very typical effects. I did notice that these effects were a bit milder than the pure Sun Farms 1 to 30, so might be just slightly different plants used there. But it could have been just the day that I took it and how my physiology was during that day. So it's tough to say for certain what attributed to that. But that's really it. That's the Solei Free Plus in a nutshell. Because it's a low price, a decent dose, but also for me, I would say I'm a little bit of a cannabis connoisseur, and I like terpenes and that sort of thing. It wouldn't be my first pick for a CBD oil, but it is definitely something super accessible to patients and the general public who are just getting into CBD for the first time. So that all being said, I'm going to give this one a 7. You know what? I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10 because it's just a really good product. Not maybe the product for me, but for a lot of people. So if you've tried this one, tell me what you thought. And as always, if you like these reviews, please subscribe to the channel. I'll be back with another product review again shortly.